Everybody. Hi, it's been a minute. I haven't seen y'all in a while. I'm happy to be back. I know there may be some people for whom this is their first live. This may be your first time seeing my face. If it is, hi, I am Mambo Soleil. I am one of the priestesses over at Black Spectrum Network. I'm the goddaughter of Kukanzo, and I'm also the founder and main teacher over at Vision the Dawn Tour in Charm School. So hello everyone, it's good to be back. I miss y'all, but I did not miss y'all last week because I was in the thick of my retreat, which went beautifully. It went so well. I miss every single one of those ladies so much already. But I'm so grateful that it was my first event and it went as beautifully as it did. Hopefully, as people trickle into the chat, some of my godchildren and some of the other ladies that attended will be here tonight and they can speak on the experience for themselves. But what we're here for today is the weekly energy reading. So some of you guys are already used to the format because you are returning visitors. And some of you guys, this is your first time. So for those of you who are new, or if you may have forgotten, let me just go over the rules very, very quickly, and then we'll jump into everything, okay? The weekly energy reading is my attempt at giving the collective a jump start on their week, just talking about what themes come up in terms of what guidance spirit has for us, and talking about some of the themes we're going to encounter over the next 7 days. I know that some of you are here because you may have seen me post in other groups, and you want to get a free reading, and that is totally fine. That is totally okay. My one request is that you wait until I am done with the weekly energy reading before you start asking me your personal questions. Okay, let me take my Apple Watch off now because it always gets in the way. But that's my one request. Be respectful. Don't come into the chat asking your question over and over again when you know I'm getting through the weekly energy reading. Save your question. I will announce to the audience when I'm ready to take questions from the audience. And at that time, you are more than welcome to go ahead and type your question into the comments section. My Cash App and PayPal information are scrolling below. This collective reading is a free offering that I give every week to the public. So no, you don't have to pay for it. But for those of you who do respect energy exchange and who want to honor my time, love donations are deeply and greatly appreciated. I know some of you guys are going to ask questions and I'm going to answer them publicly, but I also know that some of you guys don't like getting public readings, but you really want to connect with me. You really want to get my interpretation of what Spirit has in store for you, want to understand my translation of the wisdom Spirit has for you, and that's totally all right. I am currently offering a sale. If you use the code firework, no S, at checkout on my website, you can get 20% off of all readings for the next week. So that's everything in terms of ground rules. I'm just going to go straight into it, and let's see what the week has in store for us. We're going to start with our general, then we'll go into health and wellness, then we'll wrap up with we'll go into health and wellness, we'll do love since it almost slipped out of my mouth anyway, and then we'll wrap up with money, and then I'll take questions from the audience, okay? Hey, Ferdasi, good to see you. Hi, Aja. Hello, Kinetic Gigi. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Shwazy. As you guys come into the chat, as you guys enter the room, hit the like button. That's the first thing you should do, hit the like button. But definitely make sure you say hello in the comments section so that I know who all is here, okay? So we're going to start with our general reading. Let me light my candle first. See, I'm so out of practice. 1 week. It takes me 1 week to fall out of practice. And this is an inside joke for those who are at the retreat. Remember I said I didn't have this? It was in the bottom of my purse. Hello, Ami ASMR. Okay. Now we can start. Ahead of us. What do we need to know about the next 7 days lie ahead of us? What are the challenges that will cross our paths? The blessings that will fall into our hands? The wisdom that will fall into our lap? What lies ahead of us over the next 7 days? Any wisdom shared? Just deeply appreciated. Sleep. Sleep. Y'all are not sleeping. You're not sleeping. You are too wrapped up in hustle culture. And here's the warning of the 4 swords that people forget to acknowledge. I love the era we live in now with the nap ministry and with a lot of the wisdom that people are sharing about how overwork is not healthy for us. And the internalization of hustle culture is a symptom of colonization, right? But we need to talk about what that means material for us as individuals. Some of you guys now, because you see yourself as young, right? Because I think everybody who watches me is not in their 20s, at least their 30s, if not more, right? But a lot of you guys feel that because you are young in terms of the trajectory of your life, that it's okay to burn the wick at both ends. It is not. It is not. Some of you guys are going to cause some health issues related to the heart, specifically your cardiovascular system, that you are going to have a hard time recovering from, okay? The other reason why you need to rest is that, honestly, the shit that keeps you up at night, that keeps you from avoiding the rest that you need, you're not going to be able to gain the wisdom of how to deal with it or how to fix the issue, because when you're worn out, you can't think straight, right? A lot of you guys have a lot on your plate, a lot of responsibility. Remember that the 4 swords is a card for the knights. Knights have a lot of responsibility, a lot of people that they would protect, a lot of people that rely on them. So if they don't take good care of themselves, if they don't get the rest that they need, they don't have the energy and the vitality to protect the kingdom. They can't protect the community. They can't protect the village. You are not helping anyone by cutting your years short, by not taking care of yourself and not getting the rest you need. So fucking go to sleep. Go to sleep. It'll help you tremendously with your mood. A lot of you guys can't tap into the joy that you have in your life right now because you're tired and you're worn out, right? Also, the other message that's coming through with the Sun card is that a lot of what you guys are worried about is going to work out in the end. Baby, get what they need, right? That's what I always say about the Sun card. Leos get what they need because they're good at articulating it. They know that they deserve what they desire. So you have to operate in that energy instead of convincing yourself that you have to wear yourself thin, that you have to stress yourself out, that you have to literally tap into and take away from your own vitality. So this is a painful lesson that a lot of you guys have to learn right now. This is heartbreak that's meant for your maturation. Some of you guys don't understand that you take really bad care of yourself. I'm not the other way to say it. I think that for some of you guys feel like, okay, well, if I lose weight or if I keep a certain persona, if I make sure that my skin looks good, like these surface level things, right? But when it comes to like literally the health of your internal organs, you're doing horribly. There are some of you guys that need to give up the caffeine. Slow down on the caffeine. That's another part of the reason why you can't sleep. If you're slurping down Pepsis and coffee all day long, yeah, when you lay down at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night to go to bed, you're going to be jittery. You're going to be distracted. It's going to be hard for you to settle into your body, right? And also, these things are not good for your health. Part of the reason why you have a hard time initiating is because you're exhausted. But also, again, going back to this 3 of Swords, you're not taking good care of your body. Some of you guys really are in need of a fast, but more than the fast, you are in need of more physical activity. A lot of the overthinking is also what's keeping you guys up at night. So I know I typically don't give prescriptions here, weekly, and I've been giving unsolicited prescriptions all day. It's just something about the way that my spirits are showing up right now. So I apologize in advance. But some of you guys need to start turning your phone off an hour and a half before you go to sleep, because that's a huge part of the problem. It's a lot of time in the mind, not enough time in the body, not enough time in action. So for some of you guys, this literally means that you need more physical activity, you need more cardio, you need to be going on jogs, you need to be going on more walks, etc. Right? But then there are others of you that this is about the time that you waste in the head instead of being in action. And that's a huge part of the reason why you can't sleep either. Some of you guys know that you need to be doing more of this, and you can't sleep at night because you're sitting up in regret around the actions that you didn't take in the daytime when you were awake. Indecision. This is another part of that overthinking. A huge part of the reason why you struggle with initiation is because you think way too long. And a huge part of the reason why you guys overthink is because you want to avoid big decisions, right? So that needs to end. The decisions are big, yes, but overthinking them is not going to make them any smaller. The only thing it's going to lead to is a wasting of time. And you can mess around and miss out on a really big opportunity, on a divine opportunity, right? A lot of times, we know sometimes when we do things too late. And yeah, it may work out, maybe it may be a little okay, but we know that if we would have did it a little sooner, if we would have moved when Spirit first told us to, our experience of that opportunity would have been so much more delicious, right? So the whole reading is talking about how this inability to be in the moment, to take charge of opportunities, to make quick decisions and move forward has a lot to do with the fact that you're not taking good care of your body. We end with the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you guys are due for a promotion. Something that you guys have been manifesting or have applied for is going to come to you within the next 10 days. So it may not happen by Sunday, which is what this reading is for, but it may happen the days at the beginning of next week, right? But it's coming. This gift is coming. This thing that you wanted is coming. This windfall is coming. And that's another part of the reason why Spirit is encouraging you to sleep. You're worrying about something that is already taking care of itself. And if it's already taking care of itself, if you've already prayed the way that you needed to, if you've already dotted your I's and crossed your T's, there's no point in spinning your wheels, fucking up your cardiovascular system, stressing yourself out. Go to sleep. Give yourself the rest that you need. Have the dreams you need to have so that you can get the wisdom that your ancestors are trying to give to you. A lot of you guys aren't sleeping, and because you're not sleeping, you're not dreaming. And so you're wasting time sitting up at night when what you need to do is go to bed so you can get the answers you need. Okay? That is the wisdom. Take better care of your body. Go to sleep. Stop eating like a 12-year-old with a poor attitude. Leave your 12-year-old orange juice and hot Cheeto diet alone. Because between the lack of sleep and between this overconsumption of caffeine and preservatives, it's hard for you to think straight. And so the thoughts that you're having, that you're keeping yourself up with at night, they aren't even the best thoughts. Go to sleep, give yourself the rest you need so that you don't fuck up this opportunity that you prayed for. Okay? That is the general message for the week. Let's get into our health and wellness. I know Spirit's about to cut up with this reading. I have a strong feeling that when it comes to the health and wellness conversation, Spirit is about to cut up. Because just in the general, it's like they already are yelling at y'all about eating like shit. And I feel like I'm a part of this too. So don't feel like I'm just going off on y'all. I have not done the best job of eating things that are fresh and don't come from a frozen box this week. I can be honest with myself. So if you guys are in the same position as me, Spirit wants you to get it together because it's messing with your ability to think straight. It's messing with your ability to think straight and you're not getting good sleep. That part of the reading is not about me. I've been sleeping my ass off. I've been getting good sleep for the first time in a minute. But there are some of you that really, really need to get better rest. Chosen 144 says they have insomnia. Yeah. And here's the thing, insomnia is difficult, period, but it's the worst in the summertime. When the heat rises, it's the worst. I know that just from my own experience of navigating insomnia and also from the clients that I've worked with over the years. So I wish you the best. Let me know if you guys want me to do like a class on like an insomnia tea or something like that. Because if so, I may put that together. I have not taught a class in months to the public. And so that may be something that we need since it is summer and it's going to mess with our sleep for those of us that deal with insomnia. I ate chocolate cake all last week for breakfast. You know, it happens. It happens to the best of us. First of all, that sounds delicious. Chocolate and a cup of coffee in the morning sounds amazing. But, you know, it happens to the best of us. All we can do is when we recognize it's happening, get back onto our regimen, right? It happens to the best of us. Chosen 144, I don't eat after 7 p.m. That's really wise. That's a really, really good way to approach your sleep regimen, making sure that you have a specific time that you don't eat after, because eating too late or eating greasy things can really fuck with your sleep. Sisters, angels, so it's a collective need about our health and wellness over the next 7 days. What do we need to know so that we can have a balanced health as it relates to mind, body, and spirit? What are the habits, behaviors that we need to release or incorporate or stabilize in our regimens so that we can have the best experience of our mind, bodies, and souls? Any wisdom shared? It's deeply appreciated. Girl, thank you for that. See, I'm excited that I've been sleeping too, because you know I be going through it. My godchildren know how it is for me. They know how bad my insomnia is. And it's always been bad, but ever since like the last 3.5 years since I've been a public priestess or a priestess for a community, it's been even more up and down, especially if I'm doing a lot of workings for people because I stay up so late at night. But that's the thing about sleep hygiene. You have to figure out a way to make it work towards your lifestyle, you know? Some of us are in poorer health than we want to admit, and that's why it's coming up. That's why I see now why Spirit was so urgent about what they had to say. I'm going to be really, really real. At least one of us is going to get some bad news about health in the coming week. Most likely health related to our heart health. It's really important that whatever wisdom we receive, we not let it get us down. That we not let it impact our ego, okay? Because if we let it impact our ego, then we're not going to be able to move forward strategically. Because whatever the wisdom it is we get, it informs us that our health is worse than what we like to believe, right? But there's strategy in order to improve it, okay? 5 of Swords, the card of war strategy. Figuring out a way to make sure that you are not victimized by a situation, okay? So yes, we're going to get some not happy news, some not great news. 5 of Pentacles is poverty, it's deficit, right? So a lot of us are going to get some news that's really, it's not good for us. Do not let your ego get in the way. Because if you let your ego get in the way of whatever news you receive, it's going to be hard for you to engage in this strategy that helps you improve your health and have a future as you look forward. Is this going to involve a lifestyle change? Absolutely. Are you going to have to think about your future and how you approach it differently? Yes. But it's a blessing that you are learning this now before things get too difficult and you don't have the opportunity to fix it moving forward. So consider this wisdom that you are getting as a blessing. Again, that's why it's saying don't fall into your ego. If you show up in this reverse sun card energy, like that debilitated Leo, I don't want nobody telling me nothing about me energy, then you will fuck up your future. And you will turn this from a gift to a burden. Right? I'm just going to say it outright. Black people, go to the doctor. Go to the fucking doctor. Go to the doctor. The doctor is here to help and heal you. They are not here, whatever fears and myths you have about insurance and about how they're just going to, whatever the fear is, let it go and go to the fucking doctor. Okay? Because they're here to heal you and help you move forward. They're here to protect you in terms of the health of your body. Okay? That's it. There are some of you guys who've been avoiding going to the doctor because you don't want to get bad news. And here's the thing, the longer that you avoid going to the doctor, the more difficult the information you get becomes. Go now, get the wisdom you need so that way you can use this wisdom as strategy to improve your health moving forward. Okay? Stop being afraid of your doctor. Your doctor is not somebody here to manipulate you or confuse you, which is a debilitation of the Knight of Cups, right? They're here to heal you. They're here to give you wisdom about how to heal yourself, okay? So I know that's very specific, but for whoever needs to hear it, just go ahead and get the information you need about your health so that you can take better care of yourself, okay? Now let's see what Spirit has to say to us about love and romance. Are people hitting the like button as they enter the room? I hope that you guys are hitting that like button as you enter the room. Let me switch decks, actually. Let me move over to True Heart. I would love classes on insomnia. Also, a word or two for the night owl would help me greatly. Let me sit with my spirits and look through my grimoire because I do feel like I have an insomnia tea. I just have to go through my information. And then also let me look over my calendar and I'll schedule it. So by the time that next week's weekly energy reading comes along, you guys will have follow-up information about the insomnia tea class, okay? To my godchildren who are in the room, if you guys can go into the groups and share this link so that more people could come into the room, that would be amazing. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about our love lives? What do we need to know about love in its many form in our lives over these next 7 days? Romantic, platonic, sensual love, as well as agape love. What do we need to know about the role of love and matters of the heart in our life over the next 7 days? What are the lessons, blessings, breakthroughs, and challenges we will encounter as it relates to matters of the heart? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You are welcome, Kinetic. And if you have asthma or any other concerns, make sure you go see your doctor too. I think it's a good time for people to just check in with their physicians right now. Two cards were stuck together, so I'm just going to go ahead and include that one in this reading. I'm going to read them as a collective. Yeah, they speak to one another. I think some of you have done such a great job of taking care of yourself and meeting your own needs in every way possible that it's hard for you to have hope and faith around submission. And I'm using submission in terms of the traditional sense of the word, not some incel bullshit, because this is a message that is not gendered. This is for anybody that wants to be in a relationship. There's some of you guys that desire a relationship because it represents, but you don't want to submit to a partner. Now, some of you guys are already in relationship, and this message is still for you. I think some of you guys are taking your partner for granted, and you think that they either won't pop off or they won't leave your ass. And be careful with that level of arrogance. If you find yourself telling your partner that you can do better by yourself, if you find yourself making your partner feel small, think about the consequences of that, okay? Queen of Pentacles, loving partner, loving mother, right? But a debilitation of hers is that she can be, and it's funny because we read the Queen of Swords this way, but the Queen of Pentacles is Miss Independent, right? She can be the most beautiful, amazing partner to have, or she can make her partner feel really, really small and really, really fucking broke. Be careful, okay? Now, it is a beautiful thing and it is a necessary thing to make sure that you take care of your own needs, because taking care of your own needs is a way that we teach the people that want to love us how to love us. That is very different than weaponizing your ability to meet your own needs, okay? Even though this is the Pentacles and a lot of you guys are thinking this is about money, this is about sex, okay? If things have gotten sexually stale with your partner, have an authentic, y'all forget that. Look at the bunny in the bottom. The bunny in the bottom represents, okay? If things have gotten stale with you and your partner, have an honest, vulnerable conversation with them around what your needs are. But this is not a time to belittle or to shame them. Do not assume that because your partner typically shows up with a certain level of stoicism and emotional intelligence that they don't have a trigger, or that their heart can't get broken, or that their feelings can't get hurt. Okay, this is not the week for that. So make sure that you are being loving to your partner, even if they typically are the well and the reserve of love and care for you. Okay, King of Cups is the compassionate leader, but they have a tendency to either drink their problems away or store all their problems up and then blow up last minute. And we don't need that. We don't do that to your other person, okay? This is not a good week for that. Desire is something that's coming up very strong this week. Don't avoid your sexual desire. Look at it in its face, right? Devil card is about having a healthy relationship with our temptation, our body, and our vices. So some of you guys are not getting your sexual needs met because you are weaponizing that against your partner. And then there are others of you who are not getting your sexual needs met. For those of you who are single, and I'm just going to be honest, it's easier to grab that rose or whatever vibrator you use. It's easier to take care of yourself. Again, hyper dependent, good at taking care of herself, right? It's easier to take care of yourself than it is to be vulnerable and go out and connect with someone and get your needs met. A lot of you guys have lost faith in your ability to have your needs met by another partner. So you really have to work on that. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be taking care of yourself. In fact, you just have to make the choice that you want partnership and to create memories with someone else. And as long as you have faith in that, you'll be able to attract that and get that. But the more that you continue to tell yourself that I can take care of myself, I don't need nobody, men, women, whatever, are a distraction, the more you're going to bring conflict energy into your dating experiences. Now, this, again, I said this earlier, but I'm going to repeat it. This is for both the single people and the people that are in committed relationships. The more you convince yourself that it's not safe or it's not a good idea to be vulnerable intimately with someone, the more you bring a conflict energy into a situation. And why does that happen? Queen of Pentacles is an energy that needs to be taken care of. She wants to be doted on. She wants to have her sensuality attended to. That hyper independent, I can take care of it myself, is a very Queen of Pentacles trauma response. Okay? So that's why this star card is here. A lot of you guys have to teach yourself how to be vulnerable and have a willingness to submit to another partner. Some of you guys are upset with your partner because your sexual needs are not being met, but you're not articulating those needs to your partner. Some of you guys are upset because you feel like you don't want to bother with dating because you don't think that somebody can meet your needs. Are you having healthy conversations while in the early stages of dating around what your sexual needs are? If you aren't, you need to start teaching yourself how to do that. Page of Wands is somebody who, yeah, they have all these big ideas about who they are, but they have to teach themselves how to actually be that in reality. And a lot of you guys believe you are and see yourselves as this, but that's all stuck in the mind and not in your actions. So this is a week where you got to really ask yourself, am I even showing up as the person that I believe that I am in this relationship or in my dating processes? And if you're not, then figure out how to be that person so that you can get your desires met. You can have your needs met. You're not walking around with all these unmet desires and resentments because your desires are not being met. Y'all can say what y'all want to, but I just said a fucking word. I noticed y'all got real quiet on that one and the comments are not moving. So y'all need to hit them scales because that reading was, that was a good ass reading. That was a good ass reading. Hit them scales while I go ahead and shuffle so we can wrap up with this money reading and see what's going on in our lives financially within this next week, okay? Ancestors. What can you tell us as a collective about our relationship with money as we go into this next week? What do we need to know in order to have the flow of money unencumbered in our life over these next 7 days? What will we learn and experience about our relationship with money? What wisdom will we get about the flow of money and prosperity in our lives? Are there any challenges around the flow of prosperity in our lives? And if so, what can we do to remove those challenges? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I think I read a couple of people for filth with that one. That's why I had to get on. I see, whenever I see the comments aren't moving, I experience that the same way I experience it when I'm teaching a class and everybody goes silent, right? So I know I was on to something. I know I was on to something. Some of you guys are trying to force a business endeavor. And when I say business endeavor, it can be a project at work. If you work for yourself, it can be some sort of product you're trying to launch. But there's something that you guys are trying to force, and it is not working. It is wearing you out. It is exhausting the fuck out of you. And have you been able to bounce back repeatedly in terms of trying to launch this thing, in terms of trying to force this thing? Yes. But you are distracting yourself by convincing yourself that resiliency is a power, when in actuality, your inability to listen to the clear message that shit ain't working and it has to be let go is a major problem for you. So this is the week where you have to really look at the energy that you are expending on something that you know in your heart, truly, if you really tap into your solar plexus, if you tap deep within your intuition, you know it's not working for you. And so even though it's painful for you to mourn it and release it, you got to let it go. You have to let this thing die so that you can peacefully move into this next chapter. A part of the reason why you've not been getting the downloads and the wisdom you need about how to move forward is because you're spinning your wheels and exhausting yourself with something that does not serve you. The sooner you let it go, the more grateful you will be. You probably don't believe me right now. You probably know exactly what the thing is. And you're like, no, Mumbo, it can't be. And here's the thing. Come Wednesday or Thursday, when you finally stop fighting what I'm saying right now, and you go ahead and let this thing go, immediate sense of gratitude. Not only because this weight is lifted off of your shoulders, but you clear that space that has been blocked with this thing that you're literally clogging your own opportunity with. And once you remove it, the streams that pour into all these 9 cups is going to make you so happy and so joyful. This is very much, when it comes to our money, for a lot of us this week, this is a week of rebirth. This is a week where we go through transformation, where we are really clear about the parts of ourselves, of our businesses, of our business relationships that need to die. Because some of us are in communities, in collectives that served us when we first entered them, but the maturation is not equal. Some of us are outgrowing certain spaces. And it may not be the actual spaces, but it can be the cliques that we've developed within those spaces. We're outgrowing them. And that's okay, right? 3 of Pentacles is a card of community that works well together, that gets money together. They share resources and skills, right? So if you are in a collective, or if you are in a triad, or even a partnership where it's not working, there's a clog in the machine, you're not elevating the ways you need to, let yourself let it go. Some of you guys are afraid of rebirth, and that fear around rebirth is connected to a shadow work issue. So rather than fighting what it is you need to do this week around your finances and your financial elevation, look at what false beliefs you have. Why are you clinging to this thing that's exhausting you so deeply? What is the false belief that needs to be brought out of the shadows and into the light so that you can confront it and either let it go or integrate it? What is the false belief that is making you not choose you over and over again and having this negative fucked up impact on your finances? This is the week where you really confront it. So again, going back to that death card, you can have your transformation and move forward. You're going to get wisdom about the next steps. You are. Spirit is going to give you some wisdom about what it is you need to do in order to move forward, right? Judgment card is wisdom from the ancestors. And it's also guidance about how to move forward, right? But part of the reason why you need to learn how to let this thing go is because, and this happens with us a lot, people, the best of us can misinterpret wisdom that's coming from spirit. The more you keep spinning your wheels and wasting your time with this thing, the harder it's going to be for you to clearly interpret and understand this wisdom that's coming to you. And that's a huge part of the reason why you have to let it go. But the long and the short of the financial reading is, some of us are wasting time and money, but mostly energy, on an endeavor that we know is not working for us. And it's because of some sort of shadow issue, hidden issue, outdated or false understanding that we keep clinging to this thing even though it's not working. This is the week where you got to finally let it go and bury it, okay? And in letting go and burying it, you open up things within your community for you to have more support, but you also position yourself to better understand the wisdom that's coming from the spirits in your court about what it is you should be doing. So let it go. Let it go. Put the extra plate down. You really don't need it. It's only stressing you out, okay? I am now at the end of the weekly energy reading. So if there are people in this comment section, in this chat, that have questions that they want me to answer, now's the time for you guys to go ahead and start typing them out, okay? As you guys are typing out your questions, I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys some updates on some things that I'm working on. First thing that I'm working on, I am now offering in-person healing sessions here in Atlanta. This is something new that I'm trying out. I'm going to start July 15th. July 15th is the first day that I will be offering them. Basically, it's a 2-hour appointment. The first third of the appointment is me doing a divination for you, just a one-on-one personal reading using both my cards and my bones. The second third of the appointment is me giving you a spiritual cleanse. If anyone has ever had Olympia in person, the cleanse that I do is somewhat similar to that, but it includes a head washing and some other things, right? So the second third of the appointment is a spiritual purification and a cleanse over your body, right? And then the third part of the session, I craft a medicine for you in real time based on the information that came up in the first third of the session. So these are 2-hour appointments. They start July 15th. If you guys are interested in getting an in-person session from me here in Atlanta, go ahead and join the WhatsApp group in the comments section to find out more information. For those of you who are not ready for in-person healing services, but you would like to continue getting classes or booking readings with me, you can do so by going to my website, soleilconjureshop.com. This week, in honor of Independence Day, we are offering 20% off all orders over $50 if you use the code FIREWORK at checkout. Again, at soleilconjureshop.com, you can use the code FIREWORK at checkout to receive 20% off of all readings, classes, services. Any order you make over $50, you can get 20% off using that discount code. What else? Charm School is open. I'm still taking new students. So if you're interested in working with a spiritual mentor, such as myself, who's trained in Hoodoo and Vodou, consider joining Charm School. I'm gonna leave it there right now with the announcements because I do see quite a few questions coming in. Again, I just want to let people know there's no charge for this, but if you want to honor my time and the exchange of energy, you can leave a love offering at my Cash App or PayPal, both of which are scrolling below. The other thing, and I forgot to say this earlier, I'm only taking specific questions. Don't ask me for general reading from your ancestors. I've had negative experiences of doing those in the past because what happens is sometimes the wisdom that your ancestors want you to have is very simple. Why aren't you drinking enough water? When was the last time you read to your child, right? I'm just giving examples of things that people have gotten angry with me for saying in the past when they ask me that question. So because people come in here and get upset with the quality of answers they get from a free reading, when answering that question, I just don't answer the question anymore. So if you typed that out, go ahead and ask a specific question, and then I will get to you. But don't ask me general messages from the ancestors, because if I'm met with ingratitude, I'm not going to be kind. Okay? All right, let me go back up. Divine 44 wants to know what's next for them in their current career. Okay, I got you. What does Divine 444 need to know about their career? What is next for them in their current career? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. There are people at your job talking about you in rooms that you're not present in. Now, that's a good thing. It's actually a good thing because it's going to result in some sort of promotion for you in the next 9 months. I see you being offered promotion because, again, there are people talking about you very positively, specifically in supervisory positions, particularly women are speaking about you very, very favorably. And that literally results in you being offered something. Some sort of elevation at your job, either a promotion or an ability to work on, or just a raise, maybe just an outright raise, right? But there's something coming up. Get your money, accept the promotion or the raise, even though I see within the next year you having a change of heart, right? I don't see you wanting to be here forever. So I think within the next 12 months, you're going to have experiences with the job that make you see it differently. Trust yourself and lean into that wisdom and just go with it. I just got a new job. Okay, yeah. They even so whatever they offered you initially, you're probably gonna see increase from that soon. You're probably, yeah. I can see you getting another raise in the next 9 months, even though you just started. Let's see. Ami ASMR. I have an interview Wednesday with a metaphysical store. Will I get the job offer? Okay, that's very straightforward. Let's see, Ami. I hope you do. Let's see what comes up. What can you tell Ami ASMR about the job interview that she has on Wednesday? What can she expect? Will she be given an offer? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I don't think you want to work there, baby. So here's what I'm seeing. The person that's interviewing you is very persnickety. They're very particular. They're not the easiest to get along with. And I see them not only being the person that interviews you, but likely as being the person that supervises you as well. I don't see this being a pleasant experience or exchange. Also, there's a lot that you would have to learn in this job. I think that for you, it represents something that's very pleasing and that's connected to like a a younger version of you. There's a part of you that really idealizes this space. But the amount of wear and pressure on you to learn things very, very quickly isn't going to feel that good for you. I know that you asked, are you going to get the job? And so definitely yes, but also bottom of the deck, and I usually don't read bottom of the deck, but something about the spread made me feel like I had to. We have the Emperor. So yes, you're going to get offered the job, but this is not the only job you're going to get offered. So you're being encouraged to take your time and to really think about what would be a pleasurable working experience for you, right? Short answer, I see you getting an offer, but there's also an experience of this woman that you're not going to like. And you need to trust that instead of feeling like you just have to take the job and then getting worn out or frustrated while on it. Hope that makes sense. Let's see. So I hope that helped you, Ami ASMR. Golden Sun Goddess, is my new pharmacy job going to work out in my favor? I got you. Ancestors, angels, and ascended masters, what can you tell us about Golden Goddess's new job in the pharmacy? Will it work out in her favor? Will she have a good experience of it? And he was who shared is deeply appreciated. First of all, congratulations to all these bad bitches getting new jobs and job offers and interviews. I'm proud of y'all. Shit, in this economy, the amount of people I know that are putting in resume after resume and not getting no calls back, congratulations to all of y'all. That's what I like to hear. Clarify the tower. What do we need to know about the tower? Don't get worked up because you heard me mention the tower. The tower is a complicated card, so let's see what the clarifiers are before we get worked up. This job is just to hold you over, baby. This job is just to hold you over. You're going to be very, very overworked. And so the wisdom that Spirit is giving you is to continue to look for other jobs while you're on this one. Or maybe so much not look for other jobs, but just keep your heart open, because we have Ace of Cups here twice. So Wheel of Fortune, this job was brought to you in a specific time period for a specific reason, to hold you over, right? So it's destined in that way, but it is not meant to be permanent. And if you try to force it into being permanent, you will only exhaust yourself and make it hard for you to receive other opportunities, okay? And then we end with that Ace of Cups again, which is open heart, blessings overflowing, right? Blessings pouring into your life. Be grateful that you have this job to hold you over, but don't cling to it. So I know that the question you asked is this job going to go in your favor? It's going to go in your favor in that it's going to meet your needs and be a placeholder for your next opportunity, but don't try to force it into being anything permanent. Learn what you need to learn, walk away once the new opportunity comes along. But if you try to force it into something permanent, it's only going to wear you out, literally, because 10 of Wands is physical exhaustion. It's overwork and overburden. And even that overwork and overburden, which you trying to do 10,000 things at this job to impress people, is not going to result in like a loyalty or anything, right? So that's what I'm seeing. I think I have capacity to do 2 more. The latest I can stay on here is 8:40 because I need to get myself together by 9 o'clock so I can watch House of the Dragon. So let me do 2 more, and then if I feel like I have capacity after the next 2, I'll try and do a couple more after that. Let's see. There's a long one up here. Chosen 144. Let me do kinetic, and then I'll do chosen. Because chosen got a long message for me. How can I best attract clients for my online guide? Should I do an attraction spell? Ancestors, angels, and master spirits will walk with me. What will help attract people to Chosen 144's online guide? You're very welcome, Golden Sun Goddess. I'm glad that I was able to answer your question and help you out. Again, if anyone wants to get a personal reading with me, you can get 20% off of basically every reading on my website with the exception of the conjure consultation for this week when you use the code FIREWORK. So every level of divination I offer, 15-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute, even my specialty readings, that code is good for it, okay? Okay, so for kinetic, I get that either your audience is mostly women or you've been neglecting your female audience. But I think it's the first. I think your audience is mostly female. So giving yourself permission to have unapologetically feminine advertising is going to really, really work in your favor. I do see that you do need to do a working around it. So an attraction working or a glamour working is necessary. But make sure it's one that balances the scales. Because here's the thing: if you just attract quality of services aren't up to snuff, you will develop a negative reputation for yourself, right? Justice card is about giving back what you give and making sure that you're giving good energy so that the scales of karma are balanced in your favor, right? The other thing is, the biggest thing is that you're not taking advantage of internet marketing enough. Eight of Wands is a card of electronic communication. So there is something, particularly in mass marketing, maybe you're not using like your email list or something. There's something around your internet advertising that needs to change, and it needs to become more overtly feminine. Those are the two main things that I'm seeing right now. I hope that made sense, because I don't really know what an online guide is. I'm just did my best to answer based off of what I understood. Chosen 144. 2 managers at my job were fired this past 2 weeks, but there was one in particular that is racist. Okay, Chosen 144, I believe I already answered a question for you. So I'm gonna skip you, okay? Because I can't do 2 and 3 questions for the same people. I'll be here all night. I'll finish with Michelle. Michelle, you can be my last question. Okay. I'll do Michelle, and then I'll do KFS, and then I'm out for the night, okay? But Michelle wants to know, when will they have their next romantic relationship? Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits, walk with me. What can you tell me about love in Michelle's life? When will she have her next romantic, committed relationship? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I do offer promotion and sweetening spells. I also have, basically, yes, I do. So if you want to book that, you can either, or here's the thing, I don't do conjure for anybody without doing a reading for them first. So you can't buy a conjure package with me without doing a reading first. I have what are called conjure consultations on my website. They're $40, which I feel like is a fair price. Book a conjure consultation with me. I'll do further reading on the situation for you. That way we can craft a bespoke spell just for you. And then I'll tell you what the next steps are in terms of getting it. Okay, Divine 444? But you can find that by going to my website, Soleil Conjure Shop, SOLE, conjureshop.com. Okay? So for Michelle, baby, you gotta go outside in order to have a relationship. So spirit, your spirits are just being really honest. Like, you could have a relationship if you went outside. You have a very poverty mentality around love. Like, it's almost like you feel like there's no point in putting forth effort because it's not going to work out for you, right? But the other thing about the Five of Pentacles is that it's the card of the ride or die. So you also naturally have an energy that attracts loyal people. So if you just try, if you go outside, if you do the experiences you want to do and create memories within community, you will naturally attract a partner, right? But you have a lot of indecision around dating. It's like you want romance, but then you talk yourself out of being vulnerable and putting yourself out there and engaging in the dating process. So, baby, respectfully, Michelle, you will find romance when you start doing the things you need to do to have romance, including go outside and being around people and being sociable, right? Here's the thing. You don't have to go on Tinder to find a relationship. I know people like to act like we live in a day and age where you got to do that. Like, you can only find relationship at Tinder or at the club. I don't even know if people go to clubs anymore, but that's not true. If you like hiking, join a hiking group. If you like the arts, go hang out in museums. Most of the museums have bars and like little eateries around them, so you can get social and meet people, right? But you have to go outside, baby. You gotta go outside, okay? Incognito 11, go ahead and type out your question and then I'll get to it after I'm done with KFS, okay? Where's KFS? I know I just saw a question from K. Okay. An old classmate reached out on my birthday and expressed always interest in me. Should I give him a chance? Ooh. First of all, KFS, that's my kind of carrying on. I like these kind of questions. These are the kind of questions that I really am into. Incognito, type out your question and I'll get to you, okay? Ancestors, angels, and my sisters walk with me. Elevated ancestors. Should KFS give their former classmate a chance? What lies ahead of them if they do so? What will be the nature of this exchange? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You're very welcome, Michelle. Incognito, girl, type out your question. If it's not typed out when I'm done with them, I'm going to have to log off because y'all not going to interrupt me catching up. I got to see what fuck shit Damon get into this week, okay? So you have to type your question out so I can get to it. Hold on a second. Okay. You should do it. Go ahead and do it, KFS. Y'all are going to have a lot of fun. Not only are you going to have fun reminiscing, but there's such a great opportunity for you guys to build a lot of memories in a future together. I think you guys are at a point in your life where you have a lot of shared interest. And also the sharing of communal friends just makes this a really delicious, fun relationship to have. They've liked you since they were a baby. This is the cutest shit. The Six of Cups, right? They wanted to court you for quite some time. And this is just like a really beautiful coming home, nostalgia-based exchange. They're going to meet all your needs. So a lot of the things that you may have felt like haven't been fulfilled in past relationships, they're capable of that. I see you having a lot of gratitude. I see your needs getting met. I see your cups being full. Girl, do it. Do it and come back and talk to us about it because I want to know more. All right. Incognito 11. Will my corporate travel arrangements be finalized to travel out of state for job training this week? I love that for her too, La Balin. I really, really love it. The fuck shit with Damon is real. He was so out of line with Rainier last week. If y'all could have heard the way that I was cussing at my screen. Yes, sisters, angels, and masters, spirits to walk with me. Will Incognito's travel situation be solidified, taken care of, so that they can have their travel next week? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You're welcome, KFS. And congratulations to you for having a classmate coming out of nowhere smelling good and having good intentions. I don't have that. All my classmates from high school got beer bellies and horrible attitudes and bad kids. Okay, I'm gonna read it because it fell out. It's actually a good card. So I see it working out for you, babe. There's going to be a little conflict. You're going to have to be forceful with doing a lot of check-ins. And you're going to have to use your charisma to make people move fast. Yeah. So 5 of Wands, petty disputes and arguments. Your information is being held up for petty ass, weird ass reasons, and it could have a lot to do with the fact that if you're waiting on paperwork for somebody at your job or organization, they low key just don't want to see this work out for you, and I hate that. But it could be like an irritation with, well, why did she that kind of situation. So even though that's frustrating, you're gonna have to use your charisma to navigate the situation. I don't see anything about money, so I don't see you having to pay out of pocket. I do see you having to really stay on top of people and be charismatic in order to get people to move things forward. But 3 of Wands is a card of travel, so you're gonna make your travel. You're definitely gonna make your travel. That's what I'm seeing here. I see it working out. I see it being frustrating for you, but I see it working out. All right, everybody. Well, I hope that this was helpful. I missed y'all. I'm glad that I'm back. For those of you who have seen the pictures of the retreat and are interested in knowing about future retreats, I will have the date for next year's by the next live. And I'm going to give people a little bit more time to plan for it. I planned this past retreat in 6 months, and I know that some people weren't able to attend to finances, but my hope is that if you guys have a year's notice, that more people can attend. So yeah, enjoy y'all's week. I'll see y'all Sunday. Take care. Bye.